If you're looking for a vibrant, low-maintenance perennial that delivers color, texture, and charm to your garden year-round, coral bells, also known as Heuchera, are a fantastic choice. With their stunning foliage in shades of deep purple, lime green, caramel, and even silvery hues, these plants are a must-have for gardeners who want an easy way to add visual interest. Let's dive right into how you can successfully plant, grow, and care for coral bells in your garden. Coral bells thrive in a variety of garden settings, but the key to success is understanding their light and soil preferences. These plants are native to woodland areas, meaning they naturally prefer dappled sunlight and well-draining soil. However, thanks to modern cultivars, you can adjust their placement based on the color of the foliage. Darker-colored varieties, like those with deep purple or bronze leaves, can handle more sunlight and even thrive in full sun if given adequate moisture. Lighter-colored varieties, such as lime green or silver, tend to do better in partial shade, where their delicate hues won't get scorched by intense sunlight. If you live in a hot climate, morning sun and afternoon shade is the ideal combination to keep their foliage vibrant and healthy. Soil is another crucial factor. Coral bells dislike soggy conditions, so well-draining soil is a must. If you have heavy clay, amend it with compost and sand to improve drainage. On the other hand, if your soil is too sandy, adding organic matter like peat moss will help retain moisture without making it too wet. The ideal soil pH should be neutral to slightly acidic, between 6 and 7, but they are fairly adaptable and will grow well as long as drainage is good. Once you've chosen the right location, planting coral bells is a straightforward process. Start by digging a hole that's twice as wide as the root ball, but no deeper than the crown. The crown, the point where the stems meet the roots, should be level with or slightly above the soil to prevent rot. Backfill with soil and gently press it down before watering thoroughly. Watering is essential in the first few weeks as the plant establishes itself. Aim for consistent moisture but avoid overwatering. Once established, coral bells are relatively drought-tolerant but will appreciate occasional deep watering, especially in dry spells. Fertilizing should be kept minimal to avoid excessive growth that weakens the plant. A light application of compost or a slow-release balanced fertilizer in early spring is sufficient. Too much nitrogen can cause weak, leggy growth and reduce the plant's vigor. Mulching is beneficial for keeping the soil moist and maintaining a stable temperature. Apply a 1 to 2 inch layer of mulch around the base, but be careful not to cover the crown, as this can lead to rot. Once your coral bells are growing happily, keeping them healthy is simple with a few seasonal care steps. In early spring, check for any heaving caused by winter freeze-thaw cycles. Because coral bells have shallow roots, they can sometimes push up out of the soil in winter. If this happens, gently press them back down, and add a little extra soil around the base. Pruning isn't necessary for the foliage, but if leaves become damaged or tattered over winter, trim them back in early spring to encourage fresh growth. The flowers, which bloom on delicate stems above the foliage in late spring to early summer, can be left for pollinators or deadheaded to encourage more blooms. Dividing your coral bells every 3 to 4 years helps maintain their vigor. If you notice the center of the plant dying out, or the growth becoming sparse, it's time to dig it up and divide it. Simply cut the root ball into sections, making sure each has a good set of roots, and replant in fresh soil. Coral bells are relatively pest-free, but they can occasionally attract aphids, vine weevils, and caterpillars. If you spot aphids, a strong spray of water or insecticidal soap should take care of them. Vine weevils, which chew the edges of leaves, can be managed with beneficial nematodes in the soil to target their larvae. Fungal diseases like powdery mildew or rust can appear if there is poor air circulation. To prevent this, space plants properly and avoid overhead watering. If you do encounter a fungal issue, a simple spray of diluted neem oil or a copper-based fungicide can help. If you're short on garden space, coral bells thrive in containers, making them an excellent choice for patios, balconies, or small gardens. Choose a pot that's at least 12 inches wide with drainage holes. Use a high-quality potting mix that drains well but retains some moisture. Container-grown coral bells will need more frequent watering than those in the ground, especially in summer as pots dry out quickly. Fertilizing container plants should be done lightly, A diluted liquid fertilizer every 4 to 6 weeks during the growing season is sufficient. In colder climates, move potted coral bells to a sheltered location in winter to protect their roots from freezing temperatures. One of the best features of coral bells is their evergreen or semi-evergreen nature depending on the climate. In mild regions, their foliage remains colorful year-round, though some varieties may fade slightly in winter. In colder climates, the leaves may die back but will return in spring. To help them survive the winter, apply a light layer of mulch in late fall to protect the roots. Avoid cutting back foliage in autumn, as the leaves help insulate the plant. If you experience harsh winters, covering them with evergreen boughs can provide extra protection. Coral bells pair beautifully with a variety of plants. Their mounding growth habit and striking foliage make them excellent companions for hostas, ferns, astilbes, and sedges. If you want a bolder contrast, plant them alongside ornamental grasses or spring-flowering bulbs like daffodils and tulips. For a pollinator-friendly garden, consider combining them with coneflowers, salvia, or black-eyed Susans. The delicate flower spikes of coral bells attract hummingbirds and bees, making them a great choice for wildlife gardens. Coral bells are an exceptional addition to any garden, offering year-round beauty with minimal maintenance. Whether you're planting them in a shady border, brightening up a container, or using them as an accent in a pollinator garden, they provide stunning color and texture with little effort. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to subscribe to Botanical Bliss for more gardening tips and in-depth plant care guides. Share this video with fellow gardeners, and let's keep growing together.